truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us details of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
A very good evening to you, and thank you for joining us on BTV Major News at 6. My name is Temitokwe Oluwafemi. And now to the news in details. The Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, has restated that his administration remains firmly focused on one mission to deliver visible people-centered development across Edo State. The governor said the mandate given to him by Edo people was clear and non-negotiable, stressing that nothing will distract his government from transforming the state. BTV News senior reporter Best Orator has details.
Governor Monday Okpebholo, who spoke in Benin City at a town hall meeting with members of the Akpakomiza movement for Tinubu, also known as Team Figo Connect, reminded supporters that their votes were cast with development in mind. He explained that projects currently ongoing across the state are based on the real needs of communities, not personal political interests, noting that his leadership style is guided by first-hand experience of the challenges faced by residents. Recalling a campaign visit to Temboga in Ikpobaha local government area of Edo State, the governor said the scale of gully erosion in the area left a lasting impression on him and influenced his development priorities. Okpebholo said he had promised the people that he would return if elected, and he has kept that promise, and that today the results are visible.
The road we are doing a supply road, bet you, in the next 60, 70 years, no maintenance. So that after us, when another governor will come in, he will face another place. That way, Edo will expand, Edo will develop. If I could use this, what you are seeing in Edo today, for 1 year, just imagine them. So, I am not going to talk too much about them. I won't dwell on them. Because our work will speak for us.
The governor added that development should be achievement of the governor, but a collective success driven by the will of the people. On accountability, the governor noted that his administration receives the same statutory allocation as previous government, but has chosen to invest funds in projects with long-term impact. Governor Okpebholo also commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reforms, describing them as bold and people-focused. He cited the removal of fuel subsidy and recent tax reforms, noting that Nigerians earning below 150,000 naira are now excluded from paying tax. He listed ongoing projects such as the durable reconstruction of Sapele Road, erosion control and road works in Ogege, as well as interventions in long-neglected public schools as proof of his administration's commitment to sustainable development in Edo State.
I'm not ashamed to stand to say Tinubu has tried for this nation. What is happening in Nigeria today is the reform of Mr. President. Economic reform. He has just brought about tax reform. If your salary is less than 100,000 and above, or 150 down, you are not paying tax anymore. Is that not good news to the masses? That is, he's trying to drag the common man along. Those people stealing our money will now begin to cry. You can't even take the money out of this country. He has blocked every hole. When he removed the fuel subsidy, is the petrol, is it not going down now? petrol will eventually drag itself. At the end of the day, we might be buying petrol for maybe 200 naira, maybe 60 naira.
The meeting was attended by the Edo State Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Emperor Jared Tenebe, Commissioner for Energy and Water Resources, Barrister Washington Osifo, and other members of the State Executive Council, as well as party leaders. Also present were members of the Labour Party's Obedient Movement, who announced the collapse of their structures in Edo State and declared support for the re-election of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. Speaking on behalf of the group, Edo State Obedient Movement Coordinator, Comrade Ikwebo Felix Igbenebo, said the decision was based on confidence in President Tinubu's reform agenda. He said they supported Mr. Peter Obi in 2023, but they have resolved to support President Tinubu for a second term because they believe his reforms will benefit the common man.
Since 2024, we collapsed it. So I don't really have more to say other than
I will look forward to seeing you again. And we are so very grateful to see you future. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you.
The town hall meeting ended with renewed assurances of support for Governor Monday Kwebelo as participants pledged to work together to sustain development and economic growth across the states. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
The Benin Forum of Patriots has held a press briefing in Benin City to address growing tensions within the kingdom and outline strategies for promoting peace, unity, and respect for the Oba of Benin. The forum emphasized that internal conflicts fueled by political and social media disagreements have the potential to destabilize the kingdom and undermine its rich heritage. The report by BTV News Zainab Mohammed is presented by BTV News senior reporter Best Orator.
In a bid to preserve peace and safeguard the rich heritage of Benin Kingdom, the Benin Forum of Patriots convened a meeting to address rising internal tensions threatening the unity and respect for the revered throne of the Oba of Benin, His Royal Majesty Omonobanedu Kwakbolokpolo Ewa II. Speaking at the briefing, the convener, Imasue Amowia Izodua, explained that history has repeatedly shown internal conflicts to be more damaging than external invasions, cautioning that unchecked hostility, particularly on social media, could escalate into violence and cause lasting divisions within the kingdom. Condemning recent acts of disrespect towards the Benin monarch and public disputes that introduced elements of violence, the group reaffirmed that His Royal Majesty Oba Ewa II remains the ultimate symbol of unity and authority in Benin. He called for an immediate cessation of hostile rhetorics, just as the forum called on all aggrieved parties to embrace dialogue, patience, and restraint, while entrusting the kingdom's elders to guard reconciliation efforts and secure a lasting peace for the prosperity and survival of Benin Kingdom.
But what history has reminded us is that internal crisis has caused more damage to our people than any external war or conflict. All great nations of the world, most of them didn't survive self-implosion caused by internalization of conflict, which was left unattended to or quickly resolved. Benin Kingdom has been troubled for the past 6 years, and the world now stand and mock us because this once envied kingdom with the greatest monarch on earth is now being portrayed as a laughing stock amongst other recognized old civilizations like Benin. Yes, we have noticed a chap's schism among the Benins occasioned by politics and traditional adherents. Benins have been pitched against each other based on political conviction or tradition institution sustenance, strongly using this medium to demand that all aggrieved persons should cease fire on all social media platforms and allow peace to reign for the betterment of the kingdom while we await the outcome of the elders' resolution.
To address the crisis, the forum announced the selection of respected elders drawn from traditional, political, religious, legal, and business backgrounds to mediate and reconcile all aggrieved parties. The process is to be midwifed by Mr. Lucky Masue, former Deputy Governor of Edo State, and Senator Eigie Edobo Zame, former Senator representing Edo South Central District, with leadership provided by Chief Sam Igbe, the ERC of Benin Kingdom, and Professor Adesuwa Emovon, acting as chairman and co-chairman. According to the forum, the elders are mandated to de-escalate tensions, ensure hostilities cease, protect the dignity of the Oba and the throne, engage on conflicting parties, discourage abusive language against the monarchy, and establish a standing body for swift internal conflict resolution. They emphasized that the initiative is solely aimed at restoring unity, peace, and stability in Benin Kingdom under the authority and blessings of His Royal Majesty Omono Banedo Ukwakbolokbolo Ewaye II.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the list of the names we have proposed and believe can join Chief Sam Igbe and Professor Princess Adesuwa Emovon Nia Kenzwa in bringing a lasting peace and unity to Benin Kingdom. Before I now go into the list, I want to first of all say that the summarization of this list was never done by Emerson Amuwe Zodua or Epa Osazedigi. This was as a result of Ninema Biore work within the underlisted terms of reference and modify SEM as it suits them for the actualization of a better, united and stronger Benin Kingdom. These are the terms of reference. Number one, to ensure the de-escalation of the current tension in the kingdom. Number two, to ensure all hostilities cease from all sides.
This was followed by an interactive session where participants raised concerns about individuals who declined to intervene in the crisis. Participants stressed that the continued silence of key actors has deepened divisions and allowed tensions to continue. Speakers called on elders to urgently resolve internal disputes. They reaffirmed the need for maximum respect for the Oba of Benin as a symbol of unity and peace in the kingdom.
Resolving issues goes down memory lane to the Ogiso era. That's how the kingdom was established. When you now had the Ejo way, which now metamorphosed into the Ogiso kings. And now we now have Oba, which we believe will remain till kingdom come.
Even if we've called all of these our prominent elders in Benin, and I think we cannot leave it in their hands, let us try our best to work closely. Let there be a connection.
Also speaking to newsmen, members of the Benin Forum of Patriots appeal for calm and restraint, urging Benins at home and in the diaspora to sheathe their swords and embrace dialogue to prevent the situation from escalating into a full-blown crisis. They warned against allowing political interests to exploit the unfolding tensions for personal gains. They emphasized the urgent need for elders of the land to rise to their responsibilities by stepping in to douse tensions and address disagreements, whether political or social, through peaceful means. They stressed that peace, unity, and love remain the foundation of the Benin Kingdom, calling for an end to acrimony disrespect for the throne.
Benin at this time is standing at a threshold. Everybody should sheath his or her sword, and let us employ diplomacy and tactfulness in handling this situation so that it doesn't snowball into a crisis. I also want to use this medium to warn the politicians that they should not use these issues that are developing in our kingdom for the political game.
We think it's about time the elders battle and speak to these issues. Of the land by calling them out by their names, so that they can begin to look at these issues to ensure that whether political, economical, or whatever difference that is currently bedeviling the kingdom. That is the reason why we have called them out today in this press conference, so that there can be peace, unity, and love among the Benin people.
The forum concluded by expressing optimism that with collective restraint, responsible leadership, and the timely intervention of elders, peace and unity can be restored in the Benin Kingdom, ensuring respect for the throne and preserving the kingdom's heritage for future generations. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
Following the transportation fare hike experienced across during the Yuletide, residents have raised concerns that despite the end of the festive celebrations, transportation fare remains high across many parts of the metropolis. BTV News' Favor Kolawole has the details of this report.
Celebration, commercial bus fares within Benin City have remained on the high side, raising concerns among residents who say the temporary festive hike is yet to be reversed. Commuters reveal that while a few bus operators have reduced fares, many others continue to charge passengers high as if the Yuletide were not over, making daily commuting increasingly difficult for workers, traders, and students.
Ramat to Bitcoin, where I live, it's about 500 naira. It has been like that, so it's still the same.
Some residents attributed the persistent high fares to the poor condition of several roads within the city, noting that bad roads increase vehicle maintenance costs for drivers. However, they expressed confidence in the current administration of Governor Monday Okpebholo, saying that ongoing and planned road rehabilitation projects across the state will soon ease the burden on both transporters and commuters.
So before, when we enter our bike, this Keke Napep, they do carry us 150 before. But during that festive period, they increased it to 200. Even till now, they are still carrying 200.
Residents further commended the state government for already commencing work on key roads, expressing hope that improved infrastructure will lead to reduced transport costs and smoother movements within Benin City. Favor Kolawole reporting for BTV News.
The Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has reported 21 new confirmed cases and 5 deaths from Lassa fever in the last week of December, according to its Week 55 situation report. Since the beginning of the outbreak, a total number of 206 people have died, with the highest number of cases recorded in Ondo, Bauchi, Edo, and Taraba states. Young adults aged 21 to 30 remain the most affected, and both men and women are nearly equally at risk. Health authorities warned that late presentation of cases have contributed to the rising death toll, urging citizens to maintain good hygiene, avoid contact with rodents, and seek medical attention promptly if symptoms appear. The NCDC said it will continue deploying rapid response teams, training the healthcare centers across the states. The The chairman of the All Progressive Congress in the Northeast, Mustafa Aliyu, has predicted the collapse of the African Democratic Congress ahead of the 2027 general elections. Aliyu described the ADC as a coalition of desperate politicians driven solely by the quest of power, adding that the party lacks structure, ideology, and long-term vision. He maintained that such alliances would not withstand internal pressure or public scrutiny, insisting that the APC remains better positioned to retain support in the region ahead of the elections. The report. ADC as a coalition of desperate politicians driven solely by the quest for power, adding that the party lacks structure, ideology, and long-term vision. He maintained that such alliances would not withstand internal pressure or public scrutiny, insisting that the APC remains better positioned to retain support in the region ahead of the election.
Our future is bright in Adamawa State because we have a leader, the Malam Nuribado, that is shouldering virtually all the expenses of our party. He is reaching to the grassroots. And we are pretending that we are lieutenants, we are also trying to assist.
The All Progressive Congress has intensified preparations for the 2027 general elections by strengthening its party structure and launching electronic registration of members across the 21 local government areas of Adamawa State. The registration exercise aimed at expanding the party's membership base is being monitored by the APC Zonal Vice Chairman Mustafa Salu as part of efforts to ensure transparency and effective coordination. Speaking on the state of the party, Salu reaffirmed his loyalty to the leadership of the National Security Advisor Nuhuri Badu, who he credited with resolving issues arising from the 2025 general elections. He expressed confidence that the APC is well positioned to emerge victorious in the next general elections.
Yeah, we are here this evening to unbond the e-registration. Let me appreciate the NSA Malam Nuribado, whom with his wisdom provided all the necessary materials.
Mr. Sali also expressed confidence that the All Progressive Congress will emerge victorious at the presidential level in the 2027 elections. He criticized the African Democratic Congress, describing it as a party driven by personal interest rather than a commitment to national unity.
This is a power-seeking coalition. It won't last because 80% of the people that came in are presidential candidates in their own rights and already feel they are messiahs. They have messianic attitudes and notions. So nobody is going to step down or cooperate with each other. So this is a power-seeking coalition.
Meanwhile, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress in Adamawa State, Emmanuel Musa, has said that the National Security Advisor has the capacity to ensure that credible candidates emerge for various elective positions ahead of the 2027 general elections in the state. Musa called on APC members seeking elective offices to stop dragging the name of the National Security Advisor into their political ambitions in a bid to gain relevance.
Dr. Musa specifically condemned caste politicians clandestinely using revered Malam Nuribado's name for political gain. Malam Nuribado is a respected personality with an impeccable service record, proven track record, and unquestionable integrity. Using his name for political expediency is unacceptable.
The APC National Vice Chairman of the Northeast has commended stakeholders of the party for their efforts in strengthening the APC, describing the party as a more formidable. He expressed optimism that the APC will record an overwhelming victory in Adamawa State during the 2027 general elections. Leaders of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, recently paid a courtesy visit to former President Goodluck Jonathan as the party ramps up preparation for upcoming elections. During the visit, the delegation introduced members of the newly elected National Working Committee and briefed Jonathan on the state of the party, its challenges and future prospects. Former governor, members of the Board of Trustees, founding leaders, and party chieftains were part of the delegation. The PDP leaders sought Jonathan's guidance and support and reaffirmed his commitment as an active card-carrying member, describing the party as one to which he remains deeply obligated. Party officials described his reassurance as encouraging workers and strengthening
listed as usual for his support, for his guidance, for his advice, as always. And we have his assurance that he's still a card-carrying member of the People's Democratic Party. He's still active and will even be more active these days in the activities and affairs of the People's Democratic Party. And he has assured us that PDP had done everything for him that can be done to an individual, and that he still feels that he remains obligated to PDP.
The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has urged creatives and storytellers to sustain innovation and avoid complacency as the state steps up efforts to strengthen its creative economy. He made the call during the Lens for Good 2026 Storytellers Conference themed Stories That Move Us, held at the Wole Soyinka Center. Sanwo-Olu emphasized the importance of creativity and storytelling in driving economic growth and inspiring social impact within the state. The report. The Lens for Good 2026 Storytellers Conference brought together prominent Nigerian creatives, industry leaders, and storytellers under one roof. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu attended the event to engage with creative professionals and explore collaborative opportunities aimed at driving innovation and sustainable growth within the sector. He highlighted the role of such gatherings in fostering partnerships and strengthening Lagos State's creative economy.
Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, as he joins this segment.
Addressing the gathering, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu described Lagos as a hub of energy, resilience, and creativity, noting that many talents remain untapped. He urged practitioners in the creative industry to continuously push boundaries, embrace originality, and innovate to stay ahead. The governor emphasized that nurturing these talents is key to sustaining the growth and global competitiveness of Lagos State's creative economy.
Ability of every person in this place know that inherent of them, they can actually be a whiskey that is waiting to blow. They can actually be, the best, fashion designer that is just waiting for an opportunity to excel. So we all just need to be able to organize ourselves in a way where we know that competition will be healthy for us, but government needs to also be able to provide that enabling environment of consistency in how we manage all of this, so that we can always ensure that we put our best foot forward.
Delivering the keynote address, the Olu of Warri, His Majesty Ogbenya Ikenwoli III, highlighted the enduring power of storytelling in shaping identity, preserving values, and strengthening creative memory across generations. He emphasized that stories play a crucial role in passing cultural heritage and lessons from one generation to the next. The monarch encouraged creatives to harness the power of storytelling to inspire, educate, and unite communities.
We are governed by the stories that we consume, by the images that we see, by the words that we repeat to ourselves in our head on a daily basis. Once you are able to imagine something clearly, with focus and determination and the right resources, that thing will move from your imagination and it will become reality.
The conference aims to strengthen Nigeria's creative community, foster collaboration, and deepen discussions on storytelling impact on culture and society. It places a particular focus on using storytelling to drive positive social change. By bringing together creatives and industry leaders, the event seeks to inspire innovation and shared initiatives that benefit both the sector and society at large. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News. Governor Ayedatiwa has launched a 5 million naira emblem appeal fund to mark the commencement of activities for the 2026 Armed Forces and Remembrance Day celebration. The event aims to honor the courage, sacrifice, and enduring legacies of men and women who gave their lives defending Nigeria during wars, insurgencies, terrorism, and peacekeeping missions worldwide. The governor also commended security agencies for their professionalism and steadfast commitment to protecting lives and property.
Remembrance Day is not merely ceremonial. It is a moral reminder of our shared responsibility to the families, widows, children, and dependents of those who paid the supreme price for our freedom. It is also an opportunity to reaffirm our gratitude to our gallant officers, both serving and retired, including those in the ongoing fight against insurgency and terrorism.
We will be officially launching the emblem appeal as a unique fund raising activity towards the support of the families and dependents of the fallen heroes and the surviving soldiers and officers who are incapacitated and unable to fend for themselves.
Gombe State is strengthening its security systems with new policies, including mandatory resident profiling and a total ban on scrap metal trading. These measures were announced following an expanded State Security Council meeting led by Governor Inuwa Yahaya. The policies are aimed at enhancing public safety and curbing activities that may compromise security in the state. The report.
A major move to enhance internal security. Gombe State has made it mandatory for all tenants and residents to undergo profiling. The State Attorney General announced policy following a high-level expanded Security Council meeting. The initiative is part of broader efforts to strengthen law enforcement and ensure the safety of communities across the state.
Government and security agencies would not allow things to be as usual. That every tenant, every person that comes into Gombe State, his profile should be taken.
In addition to residents profiling, the Gombe State Security Council announced an immediate statewide ban on scrap metal trading. Officials explained that the trade has often been used as a front for vandalizing public infrastructure, including schools and government assets. The ban will remain in effect until the industry is properly regulated and operators are organized under a recognized framework.
Concerted efforts have been made in collaboration with other sister agencies and also some critical stakeholders, including the hunters and the vigilante. We are on track, and by the grace of the Almighty Allah, we are going to ensure that they are rescued unhurt.
Addressing recent kidnapping in Pindiga, the Commissioner of Police stated that operations have been intensified to rescue victims and apprehend the perpetrators. He added that hunters and vigilantes would now be formally integrated into the state security architecture to support law enforcement efforts. The move is part of Gombe State's broader strategy to strengthen internal security and improve rapid response to criminal activities.
Vigilante groups and hunters be involved. They should work hand in hand with security agencies, meaning they should be guided by the Commissioner of Police.
The Council also resolved that all local government chairpersons will hold weekly security reviews to ensure that no community is left vulnerable. This measure aims to strengthen local oversight and enhance the effectiveness of the state's overall security framework. Favor Kolawole report.
The governor of Cross River State has sworn in Ebong Ebong as the substantive chairman of Bekwara local government area. Governor Basiu highlighted the importance of local government as a tier closest to the people, emphasizing its role in grassroots development and community well-being. The newly sworn-in chairman assured the people of Bekwara of transparent, diligent, and accountable leadership, focusing on service delivery and the overall welfare of the local government.
Continue with our modus operandi, which is to respect elders. Position is not given for you to exert or become an emperor.
positions for you to serve the people. So I want to thank you very much. I know that I will never be disappointed. I believe that as you go back, you will swear in your vice.
The chairman of the Association of Local Governments in Nigeria, Osun State Chapter, Abiodun Idowu, has stated that the alleged procurement of court judgments and inductions continue to be a major setback to progress at the local government level in the state. The report.
Local government workers resumed duty at their respective council secretariats on Monday, January 5th, after an 11-month strike. The return to work is expected to accelerate development at the grassroots level. However, chairmen of various local government councils expressed concern over multiple court injunctions, which they alleged are intended to disrupt the smooth running of the councils.
Of a court order everywhere, every time, is an impediment to the development in Osun State. It has caused us a lot of damages. Not minding that we have high court in Osun, they went to Oyo State, they went to Abuja, all over. We are overhearing now that they are still going to Magistrate Court.
The president of the National Union of Local Government Employees, Nathaniel, commended union members for returning to work in the presence of local government chairmen at the council secretariat. He praised their commitment to resuming duties and emphasized the importance of collaboration with council leadership to ensure effective service delivery at the grassroots level.
APC politicians, they have filed a case at the Federal High Court for an extension of their tenure, which has not been not to talk of being granted. Why are they at the local government secretariat now?
In response, the All Progressive Congress APC denied filing any court case seeking the extension of the tenure of local government chairmen in the state. The party clarified that reports suggesting otherwise were false, emphasized its commitment to lawful and transparent governance at the local level.
For 3 years, and there was destruction for some period. How do we recover this period? We have to approach the court. So it's not for approaching the court alone, but we are seeking for justice. It is not that we are elongating our tenure. The tenure started 10th day of February 2025.
Earlier, the chairman of the Association of Concerned Local Government Workers in the state called for maturity and restraint in the management of council affairs. He urged all stakeholders to prioritize collaboration and lawful procedures to ensure smooth administration and effective service delivery at the local government level.
People, our career and development of local community. With autonomy in local government system, we foresee great things ahead of us. Let us show the whole world that we can manage it and succeed.
For now, activities across the local government areas remain peaceful, with security operatives maintaining a visible presence. Residents have expressed hope that the calm will be sustained in the interest of the state and the smooth functioning of local governance. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
Watching Beetv Major News at 6. We'll be going on a short break. Do stay with us.
Gone but not forgotten. Our dearly beloved mommy and matriarch, late Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Mommy, it's been 8 years since you left us in this sinful world. And just like a burnt down library, our world crashed when death took you away from us. As our mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, aunt, and mother-in-law, we will not forget in a hurry the great lessons you taught us, especially your prayerful lifestyle that brought us closer to God. We remember your undying love, care, and passion for God and man. The entire family of Yorama Irabo of Ogo Town in Orion local government area of Edo State cordially invites the public to the 8 years remembrance of their daughter, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Date, January 13, 2026. Venue, Rose Garden Event Center, number 22, Giwa Amo Street, off Airport Road, GRA, Benin City. Time, 12 p.m. prompt. Mommy, continue to rest until we meet to part no more. We love you dearly. Signed, Ambassador Ogene Osaumese JP, for the family.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. And now to the world of business. The Chief Executive Officer of RE360 Agent Development Limited, Elisha Olorunda, has warned that Nigeria's travel industry suffers from a structural gap that exposes citizens to fraud, visa deniers, and financial losses. He said the lack of a structured and professional travel consulting ecosystem has weakened Nigeria's global competitiveness and damaged its international credibility. The report. Olorunda noted that the sector remains largely informal with little regulatory oversight, allowing untrained individuals to operate as travel agents. This, he explained, has resulted in widespread misinformation, poor documentation, and lost opportunities for Nigerians seeking education, medical care, business, or tourism abroad. He stressed that professional travel consulting goes beyond ticketing and visa assistance, covering regulatory compliance, ethical guidance, and client education. According to him, adopting professionalism and ethical standards is essential to protecting travelers and improving Nigeria's global reputation. Port Harcourt Customs generates 731 billion naira revenue in 2025. The Nigerian Customs Service Port Harcourt Second Command recorded a revenue of 731.2 billion naira in 2025, surpassing its 700.1 billion naira target by 4.46%. The command also intercepted 75 containers during the year, marking a significant operational milestone. According to the command's public relations officer, Theophilus Dunia, the performance was driven by effective leadership and the implementation of the Unified Customs Management System known as the Biodogu platform, which enhanced cargo clearance and compliance. Controller Aliyu Akali attributed the success to strict adherence to standard operating procedures, discipline among officers, and strong stakeholder engagement. He also thanked the management of the Nigerian Customs Service for providing an enabling environment that supported the achievements. Consumers pay 1.13 trillion electricity bill despite blackouts. Electricity distribution companies in Nigeria collected 1.13 trillion naira from customers between April and September 2025, despite widespread complaints of poor power supply and frequent blackouts. The figures were released by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission in its monthly performance data. During the period, the national grid experienced a collapse, while power generation dropped due to gas supply shortages linked to unpaid debt. Despite these challenges, DISCO collected 570.25 billion naira in the third quarter and 564.71 billion naira in the second quarter, improving overall collection efficiency from 76.7% to 80.70%. To 80.70%. Ikeja Disco recorded the highest collection efficiency at 100%, followed by Eko, Benin, and Abuja Discos. Kaduna Disco had the lowest performance at 45.67%, highlighting persistent disparities in revenue collection across the sector. Temitokwe Oluwafemi reporting for BTV. At least 4 people were killed and several others wounded on Tuesday after violence resumed in the northern Syrian city of Aleppo amid renewed clashes between government forces and the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, SDF. The report.
Residents and local sources said fighting erupted in contested neighborhoods after an exchange of fire between the two sides, triggering panic among civilians and forcing some families to flee their homes. The violence marked a sharp escalation following a period of relative calm in the city. Syrian state media accused SDF fighters of initiating the clashes, saying they attacked positions held by government forces and allied militaries. According to the reports, the confrontation led to civilians' casualties and damage to nearby residential buildings. The SDAF, however, rejected the accusation and blamed government troops for provoking the fighting. In a statement, the group said its forces were responding to what it described as hostile movements and shelling by government units near areas under SDF. Medical workers in Aleppo said hospitals received multiple wounded civilians, some of whom were caught in the crossfire. Due to security concerns, health officials did not provide a precise breakdown of civilian and combatant casualties. Aleppo, once Syria's largest city and commercial hub, has remained divided among different forces since the early years of the country's civil war. Although large-scale battles subsided after government forces retook much of the city in 2016, sporadic clashes and security incidents have continued, particularly along shifting front lines. Local observers warn that the latest violation could further destabilize the city and worsen humanitarian conditions for residents already struggling with years of conflict, economic hardship, and limited access to basic services. There was no immediate indication of mediation efforts to halt the fighting, and both sides remained on alert as tensions stayed high across affected areas of the city. Zainab Mohammed reporting for BTV News.
The U.S. says it has seized a second tanker in the Caribbean after saying it apprehended a Russian-flagged vessel linked to Venezuelan oil in the North Atlantic. The U.S. head of Homeland Security says the U.S. Coast Guard conducted back-to-back boarding of 2 Ghost Fleet ships. Earlier, several military aircraft were tracked heading towards the vessel in the North Atlantic, the Marinera. Footage shared by Russian media also appears to show a helicopter close to that ship. The ship is accused of breaking U.S. sanctions and shipping Iranian oil. It historically transported Venezuelan crude oil, but reports say it's empty at the moment. Reports previously said Russia had deployed a submarine and other vessels to escort the tanker across the Atlantic. The Russian transport ministry says no state has the right to use force against vessels properly registered in other countries' jurisdiction. It adds U.S. forces boarded the Marinera at about 6 p.m. Moscow time, after which communications with the vessel were lost. On 24th December, the Marinera received a temporary permission to sail under the Russian flag, the ministry adds. Homeland Security Secretary Christine Norm says one ship was in the North Atlantic Sea while the other was in international waters near the Caribbean. The secretary added that the Marinera and the Sofia were either last docked in Venezuela or en route to it. He noted that the U.S. Coast Guard boarded 2 Ghost Fleet tanker ships in a meticulously coordinated operation. And now to the entertainment world. Controversial music singer Portable has accused his father of exploitation and interference in his personal life. The artist claimed that his father took his shoes and clothes, laid claims to his properties, and involved himself excessively in his private affairs. In another development, Ashley says she quit her toxic mom group. The report.
That his father regularly contacts his baby mamas to demand money, noting that he somehow has access to all their phone numbers. He described the situation as distressing, unfair, and emotionally draining. The singer likened his experience to past family controversies involving late singer Mohbad, suggesting a troubling pattern of parental control and exploitation. His accusations have since sparked conversations online about family boundaries and celebrity struggles. Nollywood actress Doris Ogala has sparked major online controversy after alleging that some of her colleagues are involved in inappropriate relationships with Pastor Chris Okafor. In a viral Instagram post, she warned those involved to speak up or risk being exposed by her. Although Ogala did not mention names or present evidence, she insisted that the alleged individual should come forward. Her statement drew widespread reactions on social media, with many urging her to reveal details while others questioned her motives. The outburst follows earlier criticism she made against the pastor linked to alleged marital betrayal after his pre-wedding photos surfaced. While the claim remain unproven, the controversy continues to fuel heated debates online. Singer and actress Ashley Tisdale has revealed that she left a toxic mom group after it left her emotionally distressed and in tears. The actress said the group's changing dynamic reminded her of high school cliques and made her feel excluded during a vulnerable period. Tisdale explained that some members began socializing without her, creating a growing sense of distance and exclusion at group events. She said the experience mirrored a pattern within the group where one person was often left out. Ultimately, the actress decided to cut ties, telling the group that the situation felt too high school for her. She added that many women reached out after her blog post, sharing similar experiences and highlighting how supportive spaces can sometimes turn harmful. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn is
And now to the world of sports. Brazil forward Neymar has extended his contract with Santos until the end of 2026 as he targets a return to the national team ahead of the World Cup. The 33-year-old returned to his boyhood club in January 2025 and has not played for Brazil since 2023 due to persistent injury problems. Despite fitness struggles, Neymar played through pain last season to help Santos avoid relegation. Scoring 5 goals in their final 5 matches, he later underwent surgery on his left knee to repair a damaged meniscus, a move aimed at improving his chances of earning a recall under Brazil coach Carlo, who has insisted the forward must be fully fit. Speaking after signing the extension, Neymar described Santos as his home and said he hopes to achieve unfinished dreams with the club. Brazil's all-time leading goal scorer has endured a long injury layoff since rupturing his ACL in 2023 and remains focused on regaining form ahead of the World Cup, which begins on June 11 across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Many thanks for staying with us on BTV Major News at 6. My name is Temitope Oluwafemi. Do have a lovely night.